On November 24th, 2024, one of the most frightening images of Bigfoot surfaced, accompanied by the caption, "Bigfoot looking through cabin window." Here's the photo. Unfortunately, there isn't much information available about it. The location remains undisclosed, and the person who snapped the picture has not provided many details. However, one thing is certain, it's utterly chilling. Just picture being alone in a secluded cabin in the woods while this creature peers in at you through the window. I'd probably sell my cabin and never return. Take a look at this image. Its right eye glows, while the left one does not. It has a strong, large primate-like face, a broad nose, a prominent brow ridge, and a straight mouth. While some people describe Bigfoot as majestic and captivating, this particular sighting is anything but. I wish there were more details available, perhaps even a video. But regardless, it's one of the most terrifying Bigfoot images out there. In October, what began as a typical Snapchat video transformed into something quite bizarre. In the background, a massive figure catapults itself from a tree. Filmed in the US, this movement is unlike anything seen in North America. Observe the deliberate and calculated way it leaps, landing gracefully, embracing itself. What do we have here? Is this a sighting of Bigfoot, or evidence of a tree-dwelling cryptid? This footage is truly remarkable. This image, captured by a trail camera, presents a figure that at first glance certainly fits the description of a sasquatch. The subject is positioned amidst a chaotic tangle of fallen branches, creating a sort of natural blind. This positioning suggests a degree of awareness of the surroundings, perhaps even an intentional attempt at concealment. The figure appears to be standing upright, a key characteristic associated with Bigfoot. It seems to have a shaggy, almost fur-like quality, particularly noticeable around the shoulders and head. This texture contrasts with the smoother, more defined branches, strengthening the argument that it's a separate entity. The head appears to be distinct, possibly with a prominent brow ridge, another feature often described in Bigfoot sightings. The overall shape and posture of the figure are humanoid, further fueling the speculation. The lighting in the image is also a factor. The contrast between the bright background and the shadowed foreground creates a stark silhouette, which can enhance the perceived shagginess of the figure. I encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. One day, a hiker was out on a trek when he came across something utterly unexpected. As an experienced outdoorsman, he had encountered many strange sights in nature, but what he found that day not only shocked him, but left a lasting scar. He captured the unsettling scene on his phone.
Where was that? Jesus.
The gruesome sight was truly unsettling. It appeared to be the corpse of a baby sasquatch. It looked incredibly lifelike, and the hiker is convinced it's genuine. The face showed signs of slight decomposition, but its features were still discernible. The creature had a large, veiny stomach, with sparse fur in that area, along with slender limbs. The level of detail on this being is astonishing. If it is indeed a crafted replica for a hoax, the workmanship is so intricate that it would be nearly impossible to create. It's unclear whether authorities were contacted to investigate the body and conduct tests, but it's likely they would prefer to keep such information under wraps. I'll make sure to keep everyone updated if any new details emerge. The following clear image is said to have been captured by a trail camera situated in a remote forest. As is typical, the camera owner set it up to monitor local wildlife. However, this encounter was unexpected. The motion and heat sensing trail camera recorded a single image of a creature that is seen walking away from the camera. It has long, black fur covering its entire body. The muscle definition in its arms and legs suggests that it is likely not a costume, as the creature's muscles, including its shoulders and head, are clearly defined, making this photo quite convincing. Additionally, a closer look at its fingers reveals they are significantly wider and longer than those of humans or monkeys, indicating that it is not any known type of ape, monkey, or human. While the exact location of the sighting hasn't been disclosed, we do know the photo was taken in 2023. Overall, it presents a very compelling image of a purported Bigfoot in high definition. In Utah, a man was walking through the woods during the construction of his house in the woods, resting on a tree stump. He got up and noticed a figure in the background, immediately turning on the camera and began recording everything that was happening. Let's take a look. In the background, behind the trees, we see a hairy and dark figure that was looking at the author of the video. But after a few seconds, we see a new movement. The Bigfoot is moving through the thicket from left to right. We can see its large size compared to the trees, which corresponds to the rest of the encounters with Bigfoots described on the internet. Utah is often considered a popular place to observe Bigfoot and hold events, both for art enthusiasts, researchers, and curious visitors. The state's vast and diverse landscapes, from the dense forests of the Wasatch Range to the arid expanses of the Great Basin, serve as the perfect backdrop for stories about this elusive creature. One of the factors contributing to Utah's popularity in the Bigfoot community is the rich diversity of natural areas in national parks such as Zion, Bryce Canyon, and the Uinta-Wasatch Cache National Forest. These regions, distinguished by their remoteness and rugged terrain, are believed to be an ideal habitat for Bigfoot, making them ideal places for observation and research. I recently came across the following clip in the vastness of their current. On it, we can see convincing evidence of the existence of Bigfoot. Let's take a look. In the footage, we see a black hairy figure that resembles the shape of a snowman. The creature walks through the undergrowth, exploring the area. The author of the video obviously conveniently hid to capture it. If we look closely, we can see his face, which does not look like a human face. His eyes and nose are distinguishable. Bigfoots in nature usually do not behave aggressively towards people. They tend to avoid meeting people. Aggressive encounters with Bigfoot are usually episodic in nature and are largely based on folklore, urban legends, and reports from people claiming to have had direct experience. In these reports, the Bigfoot is sometimes described as territorial, especially in the areas where it is believed to inhabit. People talk about cases when they felt threatened or attacked, when they accidentally stumbled upon a Bigfoot habitat, or when they unknowingly came too close to a nesting site. So friends, we have received a message that has stirred up the internet, and I can understand why. Let's take a look at this frame taken by a tracking camera that supposedly captured the Bigfoot in its natural habitat. The picture is dark and grainy, a classic Bigfoot shot, right? The subject is positioned in the center, a dark silhouette moving down a rather steep, leaf-strewn slope. The lighting is spotty. Sunlight penetrates through the trees, creating a high-contrast scene. Because of this, it is difficult to distinguish small details, which, frankly, often happens in such meetings. The figure is bipedal, that's clear. She has a humanoid posture, but the proportions seem wrong. The arms seem to be longer than a human's and possibly reach the middle of the thighs, which is often mentioned in descriptions of Bigfoot. The body is dense and the legs seem strong. The head is difficult to identify, but it seems to merge smoothly into the shoulders. which is another common feature reported by eyewitnesses. He walks down the slope almost casually. This may indicate familiarity with the area, something that is inherent in local animals. The lack of visible clothing or equipment supports the theory that it is a wild creature, not a human. Skeptics will immediately point out the lack of clarity. They'll say it's just a blurry image, a trick of the light, or even a bear standing on its hind legs, and they are not entirely right to question this. The image is far from clear. Ultimately, this image, like many others, leaves us with more questions than answers. It's a tantalizing glimpse into the unknown, a potential piece of the puzzle. It's up to you, the audience, to decide what you believe in. But for me, this image adds another layer to the ongoing mystery of Bigfoot. I want to see your opinion in the comments. These images may be some of the most persuasive evidence of Bigfoot to date. A man named Michael Snow shared these trail camera photos in a Facebook group, explaining that he positioned several trail cameras around Bluff Creek, California, a well-known location for Bigfoot sightings. However, shortly after setting them up, he discovered that the cameras were mysteriously disappearing. He would check the locations where he had installed them, only to find them gone. That was until 2023, when he managed to retrieve one of the missing cameras. After extracting the SD card and connecting it to his computer, he was astonished by what he found. The first image reveals an extraordinarily close-up shot of what appears to be a primate-like creature, with strikingly human-like eyes, rough dark skin, and thick shaggy hair above its brow. The next photo is peculiar. Although it's difficult to discern the details, it seems to show a part of this creature, possibly an arm or a leg, captured in extreme close-up. The final image features a monkey-like creature, peeking from the lower left corner, displaying some of its hair and a small portion of its face. Skeptics argue that this could just be a monkey, which is a reasonable theory given that California is home to various small monkey species, such as capuchins, howlers, and spider monkeys. The howlers are the largest, yet they don't resemble the creature in the images, as their faces are covered in fur. The face of the creature in the photos looks more like a gorilla, ruling out the possibility of it being any type of monkey, unless, improbably, a gorilla escaped from a California zoo and found its way deep into Bluff Creek's woods. Furthermore, there are distinct features that differentiate it from gorillas, even with the limited view we have. A peaceful bike ride took a sinister turn when a man heard something odd in the depths of the woods. Initially, it was just sounds, branches snapping, something shifting just out of view, but then he caught sight of it. A bipedal figure, towering and cloaked in dark fur, darted between the trees. His heart raced. Was he being observed? Was it following him? Here's another Montana Sasquatch video from World Bigfoot Central. Several viewers have noted a very dark creature with a brownish, caveman-like face observing Duke as he hikes near some large structures. The video is titled, "Sasquatch at the Super X, The Watchers in the Woods," as Duke's team previously recorded a grayish Bigfoot engaging in wood knocking in the same vicinity. The figure in this latest footage has piqued my interest. Upon closer for a clearer view, stopping before further enlargement to avoid pixelation. While I'm not asserting that this is a Bigfoot, watching Duke in an area with a long history of Sasquatch sightings, if it is indeed one, it appears to be a different individual than the grayish one previously filmed. This creature is a very dark brown or black color, with a domed head, no visible neck, and powerful shoulders. Its face, as expected, is lighter in hue, featuring a pronounced brow ridge, deep-set eyes, and a large human-like nose. This Bigfoot resembles one that Les Stroud captured on video in the Romanian mountains, where it was also seen lurking behind trees, showcasing a similarly rugged face and strong brow ridge. I'll play back the video a few times so you can get a closer look. If this is indeed a Bigfoot, it's unsettling how close Duke got to it while it concealed itself behind a tangled mass of deadfall, likely a resting area. In my view, it's an excellent spot for napping or sleeping during the day, offering plenty of cover. For any human, bear, or mountain lion to approach this Sasquatch, they would need to carefully navigate the tangled debris. making it highly improbable for anything to sneak up on it without creating noise that would alert the creature. I hope you find this glimpse of a potential Montana Sasquatch in its secure hiding spot intriguing. The following intriguing video was received from a person who serves in the U.S. Army. This footage is very exciting. Was recorded on a military helicopter camera using a thermal imager. Let's take a look. In the footage, we can see a very large humanoid creature running through a wooded area. Its movements are sweeping and resemble a person, but its size confuses me. Long arms and a long stride. At one point, this creature turns around and looks at the helicopter for a second. Why is it running away? It is obvious that it was scared by the loud sound of the helicopter. It is a pity that the original video does not have a soundtrack. I am interested in what you think about this footage. It is quite intriguing for you. Write your opinion in the comments. This image presents an intriguing case of an alleged Bigfoot sighting. The setting, a remote forested area, fits the typical environment where Bigfoot is rumored to roam. In this image, we see a dark, broad-shouldered figure moving through the brush. At first glance, it exhibits a robust build, with a hunched posture and long arms, traits that are often reported in Sasquatch sightings. However, the figure's leg-to-torso ratio appears closer to that of a human, rather than the unusually long torso described in many eyewitness accounts of Bigfoot. Although this is a still image, the subject's walking posture is noteworthy. Bigfoot is often described as having a smooth, effortless stride with a notable arm swing. Here, the figure appears to have a slightly forward-leaning motion, but it's unclear if the gait truly matches the biomechanics of known Bigfoot footage, such as the famous Patterson-Gimlin film from 1967. One of the biggest red flags and potential hoaxes is the uniformity of fur. Real animals and reported Bigfoot encounters describe a thick, uneven coat with different tones and textures. In this image, the figure's body appears to be covered in a material that lacks natural variation, potentially indicating a costume rather than real fur. While the image certainly captures the eerie essence of a Bigfoot encounter, there are too many unknowns to consider it definitive proof. Could this be a real Bigfoot or hoax? Let me your opinion in the comments below. Alright, this next clip, wow, I honestly don't even know what to make of it. The story sounds completely out there, but when you listen to this guy, there's a certain conviction in his voice that makes you stop and pay attention. Take a listen.
They're always watching, always. I'm going to turn the camera, and as soon as I look at them, they're going to go, but just keep an eye out. Watch. There they go. So I'm not going to go pursue them because their structures are right over there. And as long as they stay on that side of the structures, they're not bothering me. And as long as I stay on this side, I'm not bothering them. We'll get with the gifting rock here pretty soon. Snow started to melt now, so I can get back there. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool.
Let us know what you think.
Now he's either completely out of his mind or so comfortable in his element that he's just rolling with it, like this is just another day for him. He does seem confident though. It's an interesting mix of certainty and hesitation. In the end, it might be nothing since all we really see is a bit of movement, but I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one. This image, allegedly captured by hikers deep in a forested region, is an intriguing addition to the ongoing debate about Bigfoot's existence. At first glance, the photograph appears to depict a dark, humanoid figure, partially obscured by trees, blending into the natural environment. The figure in question has a dark, bulky form, seemingly covered in fur or dense material. Its head appears slightly conical, a feature frequently described in eyewitness accounts of Sasquatch. However, due to the poor resolution and the natural shadows cast by the dense forest, it's difficult to discern any fine details, such as facial features or specific muscle movement. The setting of this alleged sighting fits the typical Bigfoot habitat, deep within a forest, away from human civilization. Dense tree coverage provides ample hiding spots, which aligns with the idea that a large, intelligent primate species could remain elusive. However, the environment also presents the possibility of pareidolia, a psychological phenomenon where the brain perceives familiar patterns, such as faces or figures, in random objects. The interplay of light and foliage may be creating the illusion of a humanoid figure, when, in reality, it could be a combination of shadows, branches, and tree trunks. Unlike the famous Patterson-Gimlin film, where Bigfoot's movement is a key aspect of credibility, this image is static. The figure appears to be sitting or crouching, but due to the lack of additional frames or video footage, we can't analyze gait or movement patterns, which are often distinguishing factors between a real creature and a hoax. One common critique of Bigfoot images is the possibility of a hoax, someone in a suit designed to mimic the legendary cryptid. In this case, the lighting and blur make it difficult to rule out a person wearing dark clothing or a gorilla costume. Unlike some hoax cases, there is no visible zipper, unnatural folds, or fabric texture, which strengthens the case for a more natural formation. What do you think? Could this be one of the most elusive creatures on Earth, or is it just another trick of the light? Let's discuss in the comments below. While fishing by a lake, a man noticed something unusual.
Oh, there it is. See it? Yeah, it's on my side of the bank now. See it? I'm gonna zoom in as close as I can. There it is. It's like it's still in the water up to its waist. It knows I'm up here. I think it wants to come up here, but it's not going to while I'm here. So there you have it, guys. Isn't this river beautiful?
In the distance, a large, dark figure stood, seemingly searching for food along the riverbank. Could this be Bigfoot, or is it just a regular animal? While hunting in Michigan, a man with his 2 dogs was walking in search of a good place in the Huron National Forest, when suddenly he heard strange sounds. He decided to record them. Let's listen.
Sounds like squatch, don't it? What do you guys think that is? Should I call back?
After long wanderings around the park, he found a special place equipped with a cabin for hunting. Once there, the sounds suddenly increased. I suggest you also listen to them.
Guys, hear that shit? It's fucking crazy sounding.
Perhaps this hunter is the luckiest person, because he did not have a chance to meet this Bigfoot. This Creekside footage captures what looks like a Bigfoot. According to the uploader, they were fishing on the opposite side of the water when this figure suddenly emerged from the woods. You guys can see what I see. Tall, covered in hair, definitely has that Bigfoot-like appearance. One thing that really stands out to me is how indifferent it seems to its surroundings. Typically, Bigfoots are known for being hyper-aware and elusive. It's part of how they've remained hidden for so long. But this one? It almost looks like it's foraging along the shoreline rather than fishing. Of course, I had to check out the comments, and one person claimed they could see it wearing high tops. I didn't catch that, but if you pause the clip, take a close look and let me know. Do you see them? What do you think? Another hoax? A misidentified bear? Or the real deal? Drop your thoughts in the comments. While hiking through Provo Canyon in Utah, two friends suddenly spotted a figure in the distance.
It's too close to it, huh? How cool that. Let's go. It's too close to it, huh? How cool that.
At first, they assumed it was a black bear, but that changed when the creature rose to its feet. It quickly became clear that this wasn't a bear at all, but a tall, humanoid figure cloaked in dark fur. The situation grew tense as the mysterious being seemed to notice them. Feeling threatened, the hikers didn't wait around. They turned and ran. While out enjoying a day of skiing, this man suddenly noticed something out of the ordinary.
You better watch out, you better not die, you better not crash, I'm telling you why, 'cause you told your wife you weren't at work.
A tall, dark figure was peeking out from behind a tree. Its towering height and shadowy outline bore an eerie resemblance to the classic depiction of Bigfoot. Unfortunately, the footage cuts off abruptly, leaving whatever happened next shrouded in mystery. This video was recorded in the western woods of Creekside, Slovakia, where a hiker embarked on a 2-day journey through the vast forest. During his hike, he began to feel as though something, or someone, was watching him. As he continued, he filmed his experience and eventually stumbled upon a strange hut made of large branches. Intrigued, he approached it while filming, and that's when this happened. A deep, growling noise echoed from outside. Terrified, he fled, but as he walked further, he heard rustling sounds. Pointing his camera in the direction of the noise, he was horrified to see a tall figure shaking the trees. Its enormous size became clear when compared to the surrounding trees. Fear-stricken, the hiker ran away, swearing never to return to those woods. A man stands at the edge of a peaceful stream, recording himself as he fishes. Unbeknownst to him, a dark figure silently emerges from the tree line in the background. The mysterious creature lingers for just a moment before slipping back into the forest. Completely unaware, the man continues filming, having unknowingly captured something truly extraordinary. While Bigfoot is believed to exist in various forms and sizes, this particular image is unlike any others previously seen. Taken in Georgia in 2013, this Bigfoot photo has not been widely circulated. It shows a motion-blurred creature resembling Sasquatch, with gray muscular skin and clearly defined shoulder blades, back muscles, broad shoulders, flexing triceps, and large quads. The motion blur indicates that the creature was moving quickly, likely trying to avoid being seen by humans, but it was too late. This being is also distinct from the typical Bigfoot, due to its grayish color and sparse body hair. Some speculate that it may not be Bigfoot at all, but possibly another cryptid, such as a dogman. Dogmen are said to share a similar muscular build to Bigfoot, though they are slightly smaller and have canine-like heads instead of primate features. While the photo is intriguing, it remains controversial due to the lack of concrete details. Whether it is genuine evidence or just another hoax remains unclear, keeping the truth a mystery for now. On January 13, 2020, in Ontario, Canada, a typical winter day took a chilling turn for a group of forest workers. While on the job, they suddenly heard an eerie sound echoing through the trees. The three men felt a growing sense of unease, sensing something was off. One of them recorded the unsettling sound on his phone and later shared the video online. What could be causing these strange noises? Are they the calls of an animal, or could it be something much more terrifying? Let's take a look at what's said to be a clear photograph of Bigfoot, reportedly taken in Alberta, Canada, back in 2012. While the image has been around for some time, it's remained pretty exclusive. Very few people have actually seen it, so I thought it was worth sharing with you all now. Even though we know when and where the photo was taken, the backstory is still a mystery. We don't know who captured it, whether it was taken by a hiker who stumbled upon the creature, or if a trail camera snapped it. That part remains unclear. But the photo itself is compelling enough to draw serious attention. It shows a large, dark, ape-like figure sitting in a clearing, turned away from the camera. Unfortunately, we don't get a view of its face or the front of its body. One detail that experts often highlight is its arm, the one it appears to be leaning on. The muscular definition is striking. You can see the shoulder muscle clearly, with a flexed tricep and a massive forearm, giving it an unusually powerful look. When analyzing alleged cryptid photos, one of the key things researchers look for is how the fur interacts with the body. Does it lie flush against the muscle? Does it look naturally integrated? In this case, it does. The fur appears tight against the creature's body, showing off its structure and musculature. This is in stark contrast to how a costume typically looks: loose, saggy, or bulky in all the wrong places. Here, there's no clear sign of it being a suit or fake, and as many of you know, I talk about Canada a lot on this channel because the region, especially Alberta, is a hotbed for Bigfoot sightings. Canada has a deep and fascinating Bigfoot history, with roots stretching far back into First Nations folklore. The creature, often referred to as sasquatch, has been a part of Indigenous oral tradition for centuries, especially among the tribes of British Columbia. Modern encounters began making headlines in the early 1900s, with Western Canada, particularly the dense forests of the Pacific Northwest, emerging as a key hotspot. Over the decades, countless reports have described a large, hairy, bipedal humanoid roaming the vast wilderness. Sightings continue to this day, particularly in provinces like British Columbia, Alberta, and Ontario, keeping the legend of the Canadian Sasquatch very much alive. While driving to his next destination, a man noticed something unusual along the way.
Hey, yo, what the fuck is that? No mames. That shit's going off fast. That's not a person at all, bro. That shit disappeared. Wait, what the fuck?
I would give this bitch more, but shit, it might hurt.
Nah, what the fuck is that?
Before I ever been through you, I hit a mic
scary,
first.
dog.
In the distance, he saw a small figure running at an incredible speed. The figure had a human-like shape, but it moved far too quickly to be a person. The man immediately uploaded the video online, hoping someone could provide an explanation. While boating, a family spotted an unusual figure along the shore.
On the shore.
What's that? What's that right
They zoomed in for a closer look and saw a dark shape emerging from the dense jungle. Knowing they might not be believed without evidence, they quickly grabbed their camera to capture the moment. In August 2019, Doug Teague, a resident of Hickory, North Carolina, filmed what he believes to be Bigfoot while walking his dog. After hearing loud knocking sounds in the distance, he decided to investigate. Doug soon came across large footprints and followed them until he encountered a strange creature.
He's still up here. Or something's up here. He's moving. He's moving, he's moving, he's moving. Daisy, come here. Daisy, come here.
He claimed that as he approached, the creature started throwing stones at him. Later, an anthropologist examined the footprints and estimated they belonged to a creature about 15 feet tall. Experts agreed that the prints seemed to be genuine. A brand new, potentially groundbreaking Bigfoot video dropped on March 5th, 2025. This time from none other than the Discovery Channel, a source known for its credibility. They shared the clip with a provocative caption. Is this the proof we've been waiting for, or just the beginning of something bigger? Here's what they captured.
Right there. Are you seeing that? Holy right there, just zoom in, right there. Are you seeing that?
I saw something. What the I just saw it again.
Holy smokes.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Look at that.
Okay.
Now that doesn't look like a bear, does it?
No, it's crazy good.
That was upright.
Watch it again.
Yeah, it's walking.
The footage comes from the team behind Expedition Bigfoot, who are no strangers to trekking through wild terrain in search of the elusive creature. Most of the time, their findings are interesting, but inconclusive. This time, though, things felt different. While scanning a tree-covered mountainside with a long-range camera, the crew spotted something unusual. As they zoomed in, the camera briefly captured what appeared to be the head and shoulders of a massive bipedal creature, undeniably Bigfoot-like. The figure was visible for only a moment before it disappeared back into the forest. According to the crew, it was clearly not a bear. Its upright posture and movements were far too human-like, though still distinctly otherworldly. They carefully reviewed the footage and pointed out one key detail: the creature's arm swing. This exaggerated motion is a known trait in reported Bigfoot sightings, often used to help propel their massive bodies forward. It's a movement famously captured in the legendary Patterson-Gimlin film. While humans swing their arms too, the motion in this video appears far more pronounced. Just like the classic descriptions of Sasquatch behavior. The figure itself is dark, hairy, and incredibly broad, with powerful-looking shoulders. Based on the video, the crew believes they may have captured some of the clearest and most compelling Bigfoot evidence yet. But what do you think? Could this new footage finally be the visual proof people have been waiting for? After all, it did come from Discovery Channel, which adds some weight to its credibility. Let me know your thoughts. Are we seeing a myth come to life, or is there more to uncover? A forest ranger in Canada recently captured footage of what many believe to be Bigfoot, spotted returning from a hunt. The large, hairy figure was seen walking through the woods, holding something small, possibly a bird, chicken, or turkey. What stood out was its distinctly human-like gait and its apparent obliviousness to being filmed. The footage suggests that the creature was hunting smaller animals, lending weight to the theory that Bigfoot may be a meat-eater. Though the ranger hasn't encountered it again, he remains vigilant, hoping for another sighting someday.
Right there. Right fucking there. See that right there?
This encounter was shared by a channel called Bigfoot King, and it follows a hiker venturing deep into the forest. Right from the start, you can feel his unease, like he's expecting something to be watching him from within the dense trees.
Okay. Where are you? Straight up front. Straight up front. Fucking there. You see that right there?
Then, out in the distance, a massive black figure appears. It's covered in thick, dark fur and has an unmistakably humanoid shape. At first, the hiker thinks it might just be an oddly shaped tree trunk, but that illusion vanishes the moment the creature moves. You can even hear a branch snap as the camera begins to shake. Panic sets in immediately.
You see that right there? Out. Right. Right. Hang on. Hang on.
Clearly rattled, the hiker fumbles to reposition himself, probably wishing he'd brought a better camera to capture what he's seeing. Even with his basic gear, he manages to catch another glimpse of it, its dark fur barely visible through the trees as it tries to conceal its massive frame. The tension is palpable. As a viewer, you can practically feel his heart pounding. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely got my attention. In June 2022, a chilling video surfaced from Russia depicting a stranded motorist who claimed he was being stalked by what he believed to be Bigfoot while stuck by the roadside at night. Uploaded to YouTube by Traversa, the footage shows the driver using a night vision camera, capturing eerie glowing eyes peering at him from the snow-covered forest. The mysterious figure appeared to shadow and intimidate him as he moved through the snowy landscape. The Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization shared the video, suggesting it might offer real evidence of the legendary creature. Others speculated the entity could be a Yeti, Bigfoot, or even a malevolent spirit. Skeptics, however, argued it was more likely a person wearing glasses and crawling on the ground. This bizarre encounter in Russia's remote wilderness only intensified the ongoing debate surrounding Bigfoot and similar cryptid creatures. We captured this footage last September during a 6-day canoe trip with friends on Lake Ashigan, Minnesota. One afternoon, a couple of friends left our campsite to explore a nearby trail and take some scenic photos. While out there, they suddenly heard strange noises coming from the bushes nearby and immediately started recording.
Did he catch anything earlier?
No, he didn't. He got some hints there.
He's been trolling out there. Should we get... What? What? Oh! Did you hear that? Dude, that's like knock... That's knock... Something's knocking, dude. That's not a woodpecker. What is that? Do you have your camera? I can't see anything. I can't see it.
Look at the tree.
Whoa, oh, whoa.
Be careful, dude.
Dude, is that a bear? Des, is that a bear? Get your camera. Come here. I can't see it. Can you see it?
No.
I don't see anything.
Oh, look at the size of that thing.
Oh, dude, that's not a bear. That's not a bear. That's not a bear.
You can clearly hear 2 loud wood knocks at the beginning of the clip. It's worth noting that these guys are quite familiar with Bigfoot-related phenomena. At first, they assumed the massive, fast-moving creature they spotted was a bear, until they saw it sprinting upright through the forest on 2 legs. The creature's stride is enormous. Just 2 steps seem to cover more than 5 feet. In the slow-motion replay, you can get a better look at the towering black figure moving from left to right. The way it moves is both fascinating and, honestly, a little terrifying. The story behind this particular video and its uploader, Ken's Carpentry, is quite fascinating. Unlike typical channels that focus on the paranormal, Ken's content is usually practical and straightforward, geared toward builders, offering construction tips, techniques, and occasionally footage of local wildlife, like bears. There's nothing supernatural about his usual uploads. But in December 2022, things took an unexpected turn. While out flying his drone in the neighborhood to search for and film bears, Ken captured something strange, something that clearly wasn't a bear. Eager to get a better view, he maneuvered his drone for a closer look.
All right, so I wanted to just show you a road
near where I live. It's called Bear Hollow Road. I'm curious if there's any bears down there. It's the first part of December, so typically there you don't see them. But I just thought it'd be fun to take a look. I have a few minutes, so we'll go for a little quick ride and take a look. Well, the bumps are certainly out. You can see the sign over there. It is aptly named Bear Hollow. Let's go down and take a look. Saw a mother bear and 2 cubs this past spring. I don't know where they would be now. Whoa, what is that? What? I'm going to get out and take a look. What is that? I gotta turn around, I gotta get back there. I'll shut the camera off for a minute. I'm going to use the drone. What the world? What is that? Oh, that's incredible. What? No way. Are you serious? What? What is that? Oh, man. What the world?
One aspect of the video that sparked debate is the audio, specifically, the crunching sounds supposedly made by the creature. The figure captured is undeniably large and moves with the long, deliberate strides often associated with Bigfoot, making it difficult to dismiss outright. That said, if Ken faked the clip, the person in the costume did an excellent job portraying the legendary creature. This next encounter might be one of the most unsettling alleged Bigfoot videos out there. The clip, recorded on July 5th, 2024, captures a man completely alone in a dense forest on a frigid winter night.
Something screaming down there. I don't know what this is, man. Something fucking screaming down there, man. Hello? Where are you? Show yourself right now!
Out of nowhere, bone-chilling screams echo through the darkness, loud, threatening, and unlike anything the man has ever heard. Clearly shaken, he calls out, and to his shock, something seems to respond. Could he have been communicating with a Bigfoot? If so, he may have narrowly escaped a dangerous situation. as the creature sounded extremely close and very angry.
Show yourself right now!
The terrifying howls continue, each one louder and more menacing than the last. Before the video abruptly ends, it is reported that the man fled in panic, running for his life through the snow-covered woods. While the video offers no visual confirmation, only haunting audio, it's fueled intense speculation. Many argue that the sounds don't match those of any known animal, including bears or mountain lions. Some suggest it may not have been Bigfoot at all, but another cryptid entirely, perhaps a dogman, or even the rake. Dogmen are said to be large, bipedal beasts with canine features, known for their eerie, wolf-like howls. The rake, on the other hand, is described as a pale, humanoid creature with a disturbing presence and aggressive nature. Whatever it was, the warning is clear. If you ever hear screams like that in the forest, run fast and don't look back. Today, we're taking a closer look at a highly intriguing photo submitted anonymously, reportedly captured on a trail camera in a densely wooded area of the southeastern United States. Right off the bat, let's address what's catching everyone's eye: the dark humanoid figure in the lower right quadrant of the frame. The subject appears mid-stride in a hunched or crouched posture, suggesting movement, possibly stealth. What's particularly fascinating here is the proportions. The limbs seem disproportionately long compared to the torso, and the figure has a notably broad upper body with what looks like a conical head, features commonly described in eyewitness reports of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. The figure does not appear superimposed or inserted digitally. There's natural occlusion from the foliage and shadows that correspond well with its surroundings. This adds to the image's authenticity and makes digital tampering less likely, though not impossible. Zooming in, the surface texture on the figure seems to show a matte, non-reflective quality, possibly thick hair or fur. There are no clear signs of clothing seams, masks, or gloves, but the resolution is low, so we can't completely rule out a costume. The blurry quality is consistent with many trail cam captures. Fast movement combined with low shutter speeds results in slight motion blur. One crucial aspect is the stance and gait. Unlike a human walking upright, the figure appears to have a more bent knee, forward-leaning posture, what some cryptozoologists refer to as the creature crouch, a position that allows for sudden movement and stealth in dense underbrush. In summary, while we can't definitively say this image proves the existence of Bigfoot, it's certainly one of the more compelling trail cam captures out there. The anatomical details, natural blending with the environment, and overall composition make this worth further examination. If this is a hoax, it's a well-executed one. But if it's genuine, we may be looking at a rare, fleeting glimpse of the elusive creature we've all been chasing. What do you think? Real, misidentified animal, or clever costume? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. Kenneth shared this video with us, saying he believes it shows a Bigfoot climbing a tree. At the end of the clip, he was walking through camp early in the morning when he sensed that someone or something was watching him from the ridge. He zoomed in and out with his phone, and during the zoom out, it appears as if the creature reaches up with one arm to pull itself up into a tree. He didn't notice this at the time. His daughter pointed it out later when reviewing the footage. I reviewed the video myself, and it's pretty incredible. The camp host even posted a sign warning about Bigfoot in the area, suggesting this might be an ongoing issue, if it even is one. Watched the footage and was amazed by the hulking figure at the end. It's impressive how something so large can move so smoothly and easily to climb a tree. I appreciate him sharing this video with me. A chilling new trail camera video had recently gone viral, captured in Georgia and uploaded to TikTok by the user Dead Cinema. On April 19, 2025, the clip is stirring up quite a buzz. The post claims, "Unbelievable Bigfoot sighting caught on trail cam in Georgia. Witness the moment this elusive creature stares and examines our camera, raising more questions than answers." While the exact location in Georgia remains undisclosed, it was reportedly filmed in a densely wooded area. The creature in the footage has a haunting appearance. featuring jagged, worn teeth, a face resembling an ape, and an overall rugged, battered look. Its disheveled and weathered condition adds to the eerie authenticity. What's drawing the most attention is how close up and clear the footage is, making it all the more gripping. Skeptics argue that it could be an impressive example of AI or CGI rather than an actual creature, something entirely plausible. However, Georgia has long been a hotspot for Bigfoot sightings, especially in regions like the Blue Ridge Mountains and the broader Appalachian area. One of the most notable cases occurred in 1988 in the North Georgia mountains, where multiple witnesses described seeing a large, hairy figure and enormous 15-inch footprints were discovered nearby. Returning to the current viral clip, one top comment humorously states, "That actually looks more convincing than all those other ones that look like Bigfoot just got groomed at a day spa with hair all perfectly smooth." It's a valid observation. Many suppose Bigfoot sightings feature creatures that look suspiciously neat for something living wild in the forest. So, the ultimate question remains, is this striking trail cam footage genuine, or just a sophisticated hoax crafted with modern technology? In a small town in the south of the state of Washington battlefield, a young man was walking through a local park, wanting to capture the nature of the coming spring, but suddenly listening to the bushes and coming closer to check, he saw it. We haven't seen anything like this yet. The creature on all fours is approaching the guy very quickly. You can hear all the fear in the guy's voice when he saw Bigfoot, but the question is, why does Bigfoot move on all fours? After chatting with their friends, they came up with several explanations. First, if a Bigfoot is a primate, then moving on all fours, quadrupedalism, may be a natural part of its motor scheme, like in gorillas or chimpanzees. Such animals most often move on four limbs, using a fist gait when they rely on bent fingers. Further, moving on all fours can provide greater stability on difficult or slippery terrain, such as slopes, swamps, and dense undergrowth. In addition, it makes it easier to remain unnoticed by moving below the line of sight. In some situations, moving on all fours can be faster and more efficient, especially if you urgently need to hide or maneuver between trees. I'm interested in what you think about this. During a hiking trip through the woods in 2014 near Lake Ontario, a man heard strange noises in the bushes nearby. He decided to turn on the camera and record the following. In the footage, we see a humanoid creature that crouches down and avoids the camera and a human. Perhaps it is a young Bigfoot who first encountered a Bigfoot. This is typical of this Bigfoot breed, but in the freeze frame we can see a face, possibly distinguishable facial features, nose, eyes, a monkey-like face. While walking on the way home, the man came across something strange. Let's see.
So I'm currently walking down an abandoned road, and I'm on my way to a satanic barn that's out in the middle of the forest back there. And I swear I just seen something moving right in the trees in here. Watch, wait for it. You're gonna see it. See that? What is that? I don't know. That's the way I gotta go.
The author of the next video was invited as an expert on Bigfoot because activity, loud noises at night, and strange footprints were noticed on this guy's site. Let's see what we managed to capture.
All right, we're now in the southwestern corner of the property. Allegedly, this is where the guy said he had the most activity. That remains to be seen. A little spooky, I guess. It's mostly just quiet. Apparently they're building a subdivision over that way. Huh. Oh. What the hell was that? Ooh. Something walking. Oh, shh. Okay, all right. Okay.
What can I say? It's pretty creepy. A scary, massive creature is walking with terrible intentions towards the operator. We see what appears to be a classic silhouette of a Sasquatch-like figure deep within a forested area. The most immediately noticeable and unsettling feature is the glowing red eyes, which pierce through the darkness and vegetation. This alone adds a supernatural intensity to the sighting, giving the figure an almost mythical presence. The creature is largely cloaked in shadow, but its general shape is discernible: tall, broad, and seemingly covered in dark fur. His proportions appear humanoid yet oversized, with long arms hanging low and a pronounced, bulky torso. From an analytical standpoint, a few points stand out. The red eye glow could be a result of reflection from the camera light, suggesting eye shine similar to nocturnal animals. However, Sasquatch is not officially recognized as a species, so this behavior, if real, could hint at unique ocular adaptations. Still, skeptics might point to digital enhancement, costume design, or post-production effects as explanations. I would like to see your activity in the comments section below the video, and also do not forget to subscribe to the channel. This will help you not to miss new videos. While hiking solo in the Canadian Rockies, a man was startled by an eerie, unnatural howl echoing through the forest. As he scanned the tree line, he managed to capture a few seconds of shaky footage showing a large, dark figure moving between the trees. Though partially hidden by thick foliage, the figure appeared upright and massive. The unsettling sound and brief visual have sparked speculation about a possible Bigfoot sighting in the area. While playing in the snow near the edge of the woods, two kids and their parents spotted a tall, shadowy figure moving between the distant trees. It immediately caught their eye. The thing was walking upright and looked way too big to be a person. The children froze, pointing as the mysterious figure vanished into the forest.
Where'd it go? I bet it's just some animal. Where is it though? I think it went into the woods. No way. I bet it's just an animal. It went into the woods?
The whole family was left stunned by what they'd just seen. Personally, I find sightings like this, where the entire family witnesses something, a bit more compelling. There's something about multiple people seeing the same thing that adds weight to the story. Sure, they could all be making it up, but what do you think? Do family sightings make encounters like this more believable? I tend to think so, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let's take a look at a newly released Bigfoot sighting, captured on May 18th, 2025. This one was caught on a trail cam set deep in the woods. It was filmed in the dead of night, and while the exact location remains classified, is believed to have been taken somewhere in the US. Let's dive in. What really sets this clip apart is the eye shine. The creature's eyes are glowing intensely. If this were someone in a costume, it's extremely unlikely their eyes would reflect light in this way. Human eyes don't typically produce this kind of glow. That trait is more common in nocturnal animals. Now, some trail cameras can pick up a faint eye reflection in humans, but when we apply light filters to this footage, the figure becomes much more defined, and that's when things start to look eerily real. What we're seeing looks like an actual ape-like creature, just standing there, partially hidden in the foliage. But here's the catch. We don't have apes living in the wild here in the US. So, what is it? There's something undeniably human about this figure too. Maybe it's the upright stance, or maybe it's that strange, unsettling expression on its face. Whatever it is, it doesn't seem like a gorilla or any known primate. With more and more trail cams being set up across the US and even globally, we're seeing a surge in strange and unexplained footage, not just of Bigfoot, but ghostly apparitions, dogmen, the rake, skinwalkers, and other cryptids. These cameras are discreet, always watching, and the creatures never know they're being recorded. And if you're into this kind of evidence, stick around. There's more Bigfoot trail cam footage coming up later in the video. While out on a routine trip in the woods, a hunter unexpectedly managed to capture something truly baffling on camera. A large, upright figure, quietly making its way through the trees. The figure appears massive and dark, moving with an eerie silence and fluidity that immediately caught the hunter off guard. As the footage spread, many viewers were left stunned, wondering if this could actually be solid evidence of the legendary Bigfoot. Could this be the real deal, or just another trick of the light? Here's another fresh trail camera photo, reportedly capturing none other than Bigfoot. This image comes from Harley Owens, known as Bigfoot Reports and Data on TikTok. The photo was taken in the Smoky Mountains, and here's what he had to say about it. On December 9th, 2024, I was out exploring my research area and decided to venture into a section I'd never been to before. I always notice a shift in energy when I'm near this spot. Feeling that familiar sense of being watched, Harley decided to turn on his back trail camera as he continued deeper into the woods. The area, surrounded by thick forests, steep hills, and rugged mountains, he describes as an ideal hiding place for Bigfoot. As he hiked, he began noticing more and more signs of possible Bigfoot presence. Things like broken trees, unusual structures, arches, and what appeared to be possible nesting sites. He even mentioned the hairs on the back of his neck standing up, a reaction he's learned not to ignore. After returning home, Harley reviewed around 2.5 hours of trail cam footage. At first, nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until this moment. That's when he spotted what appeared to be a face, hidden in the brush, watching him. The face looks dark and shadowed, with deep-set eyes, a domed skull, broad shoulders, and an expression that seems both human and ape-like. Harley claims you can make out its eyes, nose, cheekbones, and even its hairline. It's a pretty compelling image. So, the question is, was Harley really being followed that day? Was this the face of a hidden Bigfoot observing him from the trees? Or is there another explanation we're not seeing yet? Up next, we've got a chilling trail cam video out of Canada, recorded on December 22nd, 2024, around 8:40 p.m. In this clip, some kind of animal, or possibly an unknown creature, gets incredibly close to the camera. So close, in fact, that it's hard to tell exactly what we're looking at, but take a look for yourself. Its movements are odd, and at one point it lets out a deep, unsettling growl. Some viewers believe it's just a moose or maybe a bear, but not everyone agrees. Others think it might be something far more frightening. Maybe a Bigfoot or some other unknown entity. A popular haunted TikToker weighed in, saying the creature's back looks too narrow to be a bear, and the snout seems too short to be a wolf. In the very first frame, some even claim to see a pair of intelligent eyes watching from the background. He also points out that the creature's movements appear strangely human. Honestly, I'm not sure what to make of it. The footage is definitely creepy, but because it's so close up and unclear, it leaves us with more questions than answers. It's all up for interpretation at this point. Now, while Canada is home to bears and moose, it is also considered one of the top Bigfoot hotspots in the world. British Columbia, often called the Bigfoot capital of Canada, along with Alberta, Ontario, Quebec, the Yukon, in the Northwest Territories have all reported a high number of sightings. If I started diving into all those cases, we'd probably be here for hours. So I'll spare you that for now. But let me know what you think was captured in this video. And with that, let's move on to more eerie trail cam footage. A security camera positioned on a family's forested property captures unusual movement in the trees during broad daylight. In the video, a tall, dark figure emerges, standing upright and partially obscured by branches. Its large frame and posture closely resemble descriptions of Bigfoot. The figure appears to silently watch its surroundings before slowly retreating into the woods. The brief but chilling sighting left the family both unsettled and deeply curious about what they had witnessed. Up next, we've got a pretty intriguing and mysterious Bigfoot capture that reportedly comes out of Alaska. This one originally surfaced in 2021, and what makes it even more interesting is that it was supposedly taken by a 10-year-old kid. Now, we don't have the full backstory, but it's believed the child was playing alone in the woods, likely not too deep in, just somewhere behind the family home, when he spotted something unusual. According to the story, he noticed a tall, dark, upright figure and had the presence of mind to snap a quick photo before running off. I have to say, that's impressive. At 10 years old, I probably would have just panicked and bolted. So, hats off to this kid for keeping it together. Let's take a closer look at the image. It's a bit blurry, as you'd expect in a moment like this, but we can still make out what looks like a dark, humanoid shape with a dome-like head. The fur appears long and black, especially around the head area. One arm seems to be extended to the side, while the other hangs naturally down. Now, a lot of people say this one looks like a costume, and to be honest, I kind of see it. There's something about the way the fur hangs, particularly on the arm, that doesn't look entirely natural. It's also worth pointing out that the figure doesn't seem all that tall compared to most Bigfoot reports. Maybe it's a poorly fitted suit, or maybe we're just looking at an unusual figure with some loose skin. Who knows? It's definitely one of those captures that stirs up debate. That's just my take. But what do you think? Is this one legit or another clever fake? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's check out some amazing trending videos. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. I'll be hanging out in the comments, so I'll see you there. Alright, what do we have here? This guy claims he's found a baby Sasquatch up in a tree.
You see what I'm seeing? I see you, buddy. It's okay. Wow, you can see the white of his eyes in the corner. I think I figured the secret out a little bit.
Now, I can kind of see what he's pointing out, but I'm not entirely sure. What do you think? I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this one. Honestly, it would make sense for Bigfoot to be in the trees. It'd make them a lot harder to spot or track down. But still, I'm on the fence with this one. This segment is a little different from the usual. I wanted to show you some new Bigfoot videos. But full disclosure, these ones are AI generated. It's becoming increasingly tricky to tell the difference between genuine cryptid footage and digital recreations. Still, I thought these clips were worth sharing. Not just because they're visually stunning and show what Bigfoot might look like in crisp 4K, but also as a way to highlight the key differences between real footage and AI creations. These two clips come from TikTok user Havoc Theory, who put together some incredibly realistic AI videos. The first gives us a close-up of Bigfoot's face. Aged, wrinkled skin, long shaggy hair, and strikingly human features. It's a fascinating interpretation. The second video is similar, but showcases more of a Yeti-like version. This one has lighter skin and bright white fur, perfect for blending into a snowy environment. Now, even though AI is advancing rapidly, there are still telltale signs that set it apart from real-life footage. For example, AI often struggles with micro-expressions, natural hand movements, and realistic blinking, either blinking too often, too perfectly, or not at all. Movements can also feel a bit off, either too stiff or too smooth, giving an uncanny vibe. These flaws often become noticeable when the creature walks or shifts its gaze. So, I hope you enjoyed this slightly different segment. Hopefully, it gave you a cool look at what Bigfoot might look like, and a better eye for spotting the differences between AI and real-world footage. Whatever it is, this image adds to the growing pile of mysterious and intriguing evidence that could support the existence of either Dogman or Bigfoot, depending on what you believe. A newly uploaded video, shared on June 25th, 2024, has only been viewed by about 1,000 people so far. The footage shows a man investigating strange sounds and movements in the woods at the edge of his property. Driven by curiosity, he ventured closer, and what he discovered was astonishing.
It's gotta be 9 foot tall. Hey, big fella. Hey, fella.
The short clip captures a massive creature emerging from the dark forest. Upon realizing it's been spotted, the creature turns and retreats, moving cautiously, as though trying to stay unnoticed. The man filming is left both stunned and intrigued, estimating the creature to be at least 9 feet tall. He describes it as a bipedal beast, covered in thick gray and black fur. When the frame is paused, the features closely resemble the descriptions of Bigfoot, though only the upper half of the creature is clearly visible. The video has convinced many viewers online that this could be a genuine Bigfoot sighting, and the man who recorded it believes so as well. Reddit user HeavyT7190 posted a strange video during a camping trip in Tulare County, which apparently captures a Bigfoot, a legendary creature. Let's take a look. A man in June 2017, while traveling to the country of 100 giants in Tulare County, California, on the way back, stayed at a campsite in the middle of which a deer creek flowed. Entering the water, he began to shoot a video. Then upon returning home reviewing the video, he noticed something strange. If we look closer, we will see a black figure in the upper right corner. In the frame, a creature resembling a Bigfoot sits motionless, presumably squatting. The user also made a photo collage on which we can clearly see the shoulders and head of the creature. The broad shoulders are symmetrical and have the same shape, and the large head is positioned clearly in the center. This lends credence to the assumption of the possible existence of a hominid. This campground is located in the Sierra Leone mountains of California, which are still one of the busiest areas. There are numerous reports that there are also tents to the north and south of this campsite. Also in this district, there are caves with rock carvings that were painted by tribes who lived there 1,000 years ago. In addition to ordinary animals, they depicted Bigfoots. A few years ago, they wrote in the news about a Bigfoot on Avocado Lake, where a farmer reported that he saw their family near his garden. The image is too blurry to identify what kind of object it is. Skeptics say there was no good camera or video recording. Encountering one of these objects is traumatic. When you see it, your brain goes into shock. You're trying to figure it out, trying to make sense of the paradigm. Here is the well-known Ray Wallace footage. Although this clip is quite old, many of you may not have seen it, so I thought it would be worth sharing. I've noticed it gaining attention in recent years, so here it is. The footage shows a bipedal, ape-like creature moving through a field, seemingly oblivious to the presence of the person filming. It appears dark in color and has a stocky build, resembling other Sasquatch sightings. However, we can't accurately gauge its height, since it remains hunched over throughout the video, which is also somewhat blurry. What makes this footage particularly intriguing is the identity of Ray Wallace himself. Ray Wallace was a construction worker and road builder who became closely linked with the Bigfoot phenomenon in 1958 while working on a logging project near Bluff Creek, California. His crew found large human-like footprints. These prints were reported in newspapers, generating significant public interest in Bigfoot. The Humboldt Times newspaper published the discovery, which helped propel Bigfoot into popular culture. Almost a decade later, the most famous Bigfoot sighting occurred in that same area, the Patterson-Gimlin film shot at Bluff Creek. However, Ray Wallace is a controversial figure in the Bigfoot community. Many people, including some of his own family members, have accused him of fabricating the footprints. Despite this, a considerable number of people continue to believe in his accounts and the intriguing evidence he provided. During a moose hunt in 2015, Richen's late client captured Bigfoot tracks near Chalk Creek. Let's take a look at this.
These are Bigfoot prints. There's one there, and there's one here. It's in a line. And then there's another one there. Another one there. Another one there. Another one there.
The first thing that catches your eye is the size of what appears to be a footprint. For clarity, a standard work boot is shown in the foreground, and this supposed print overshadows it. We are talking about the fact that the length of the shoe can be doubled. This is an important point, because size is one of the key indicators that we pay attention to when trying to distinguish a human body print from anything else. More. Also, according to the author, with his height of 6 feet and weight of 220 pounds, having walked around the territory, he did not leave such dents on the ground as these footprints. This is not just a surface print, it is a deep, almost crater-shaped excavation. This indicates a significant weight, much higher than that which an ordinary tourist can withstand. The following video is considered one of the most astonishing Bigfoot sightings you'll ever come across. Recently brought to light, this footage hasn't reached a wide audience yet. Here's how the story unfolds. A young boy sets out into the woods alone, armed only with a camera and a flashlight. He had always been curious about what the forest looked like at night, despite his parents' warnings against it. On this particular night, he would discover exactly why they urged him to stay away from this specific area. As he explores, he begins to hear rustling sounds nearby, as if something large is approaching. Suddenly, a massive bipedal creature charges at him.
What's that? Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
The footage reveals an enormous figure, covered in dark hair, appearing to be a blend of human and large ape features. Just as it lunges toward him, the video abruptly cuts off, likely due to the boy's panic as he turned off the camera in an attempt to escape. It remains unclear what happened to him after the recording, but it's presumed he is safe since he managed to share the footage with the world, indicating his camera made it out intact. Perhaps the boy chooses to remain silent to avoid complicating his life or revisiting traumatic memories of the night he was nearly attacked by an unidentified creature in the woods. As expected, many viewers are labeling this as a Bigfoot sighting. What are your thoughts? This certainly ranks among the most terrifying Bigfoot encounters ever.